My name is Carmen, and I am picking up on a reading that I did maybe like 5 minutes for because I realized I had disabled the chat and I wanted to be able to have live chat on this. But we have a reading for you about somebody who is potentially walking into a difficult problem or like missing an opportunity to fix something, and you're getting messages, but maybe not listening to them from somebody who cares about you. And I do feel like this is somebody who has passed away, somebody who cares about you deeply and wants to make sure that you're not in the wrong place or that you don't miss something awesome that's meant for you. Because we do have this Fate card as well as the Spirits card, which talks about folks on the other side. So I'm reading for somebody who has strong intuition or maybe even is a medium, but they are ignoring this skill or this talent that they have, ignoring those messages in their dreams because they feel like it's not real and it's upsetting this person who's trying to send you a message. So one more time with feeling. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime. And you know, if you need a personal reading, you can hit me up, right? I got my email in the description box. I just did this little message, so I feel like doing it differently. Plus, if you want additional shorts, videos, or even monthly personal reading, I offer memberships, 3 different tiers, and we do have a members-only live stream for the Stars and the Towers tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's like one of the only times I do like a specific time reading because I kind of suck at that, you guys. I'm a Pisces. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Music. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Kevin. How's it going? Hello, Dharmendra. All right, let's continue with this. We're going to get a few from the Situations deck. Let's see what this message is. But it's like, it's something that you can deal with if you are proactive or if you anticipate or even just like are observant, right? So we have this access granted. I feel like this is someone saying you have access to this information. It could be about a friend. So I'm drawn to the word friendship. There's an offer on the table or someone who's trying to get what they want. Hello, Ricardo. How are you doing? Oh, Rachel. That's a hilarious typo, though, you gotta say. Hello, Santiago. Hello, Rodney. How you doing? So look, I feel like there is a warning or a heads up regarding this friend who may look at you as more. We've got somebody who's pretending. Okay. So this is someone who's pretending to be happy about something when in reality they're upset. Whatever is being talked about, whatever has recently happened, has caused this friend of yours to actually be quite upset. Why do I feel like you can't trust the friend? Okay, so then we have single and pop-up. I feel like there's someone here who gives information about you or gives access to you to somebody that they should not. So a friend who gives your phone number to someone who asks for it at the bar, or a coworker who gives out your schedule to someone who thinks, you know, they want to see you again because you were an awesome bartender or whatever. There's something here about someone showing up because they get information that they're not really entitled to. And I feel like it's because there's a friend who's not really looking out for you, right? It's funny though. Hello, Famous Seamus. How you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. Hello, Outlaw. What's up? Hello, Grindhard. What's going on? Oren Ishii is from Kill Bill, right? Yes, I think. So we've got Justice. So the first card I pulled for the entire reading was Justice in the reverse. And now we have Justice in the upright, which I like because this is somebody who's trying to look out for you. They're trying to give you a heads up that you need to walk away from someone or that you need to be cautious about someone in your inner circle. This is someone you feel comfortable with. This is someone you feel like you can trust. And I feel there's a message being sent to you from a person who really does care about you. Maybe is already passed away. My condolences. But they're trying to make sure that you see the truth of this person that you're dealing with. Hello, Robert. How are you doing? Did I not say Kill Bill? What did I say? Yeah, the one with the bride. Hello, Third Eye. How are you doing? Did I say hello to Robert? Hello. We have the Five of Cups. Wow. Five of Cups in the reverse and the Five of Wands in the reverse. 2 5s. Yeah, I think this is someone who has passed away, who cares about you deeply. I don't think that it's a parent. I think it's someone who's a close friend or like a sibling or an aunt or an uncle or a grandfather or grandmother, but they're looking at this situation and they're like, please do not let that person stay in your inner circle. This is not somebody that is trustworthy. So they're hoping to inspire some introspection in you so that you walk away from this person who's a liar, this person who's putting on some sort of a facade. We have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse and Judgment in the reverse. So it could be that you're on the fence, not really sure whether or not you should continue to hang around this person or trust this person with some information. I don't think this would be the first message that you've gotten. I do feel like this is someone who's trying to reach you in your dreams. Thank you, Grindhard. That's an important thing to know, right? Are we at that point where you can trust yet, right? All right, I've got those written down for you. Thank you for the tip. If I didn't mention it, this is the Tarot of the Naya. What else do we have? The Hanged Man. Yeah, I think we have someone here who's a little indecisive. Should I cut this person off? Should I pull back? Maybe you've already had some encounters with them and wondered if maybe they were lying or if they've got some sort of ulterior motive. You could be dealing with a clout-chasing individual or someone who likes to sow chaos wherever they go. But I do think you're already kind of wondering if you should continue to remain in contact with them, and this person who cares about you is trying to make sure that you go through with making that decision. Like, you gotta cut that person off, or if there's a conversation that needs to happen, have that conversation. They want you to move towards this joyful chapter in your life, but it requires that you walk away from someone. Another 5 in the reverse. Clarifying the 5 of Cups in the reverse, we have the 5 of Swords in the reverse, which is next to, well, the 5 of Cups is next to the 5 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, this is not a great individual that you're hanging out with. This is someone who I think, it's odd because I would say a lot of times when you have negative influences in your life, you might be dealing with somebody who doesn't really operate with accountability. Hey, Scamby, how you doing? Of course I know that song. It's a good one. Hey, you can definitely accomplish that here. We've got somebody who normally I'd be like, this is probably not, it's not easy for them to apologize, or they might have a bit of an ego problem that makes it so that they feel like you always have to be the one to start the conversation to get things right. I think this is actually an exception to that rule. This is somebody who feels quite good about their ability to smooth things over and make it feel like things were just a misunderstanding or that'll never happen again, because they feel like that enables them to have multiple cycles where they can mess with somebody. A little bit of two-faced action, right? Like I can be really smiley and sweet and tell you all these nice things and be a good person, and then it makes it easier for me to find those opportunities where I could do something to frustrate you, right? I'm doing well, thank you. 2 of Cups and 3 of Cups. The issue here is whoever this friend is, they're either giving out your personal information to somebody that they know you're not interested in or that they know you don't want to talk to, or they're trying to flirt with your person. Drama, drama, drama. That's like what they're going for. That's the goal. What do we want? We'll go with the Love Oracle. See what else we've got. Hello, Redbeard. Don't be speaking for Rachel. What else do we have? So we've got confusion, uncertain, unclear, unsure. Intuition, heart song, telepathy, inner knowing. This is that Hanged Man card or that 8 of Swords where it's like, I think I know, but I don't really know. So that's why you're getting these additional messages. Somebody who's trying to like kind of shake you a little bit and be like, yes, you're right. You don't want to hang around this person. You can't trust them. They've got some devious plans in mind. With a cannon on a ship. Don't forget the plank. What else? Ooh, breaking point. Final straw, limit, overwhelmed. If somebody shows you who they are, believe them. You don't need them to like sign a document that says, yes, I'm a horrible friend. You can just figure it out, right? So getting distance away from this friend is helpful or imperative because it allows you to avoid a bigger betrayal. So if you go off on your own, if you walk away from this person, they're not going to be a problem in your love life or in your overall security. Because I feel like they cause trouble with your love life. And some of you are saying, okay, Carmen, but like, how many of my friends do I have to cut off? Because like, I've cut off a lot of people. Yeah. But it like ebbs and flows, right? There's, I don't know, waves. When you make sure that you are only allowing access to your energy to those that really have a legitimate reason to be there, you find yourself more capable of achieving things that you want. You have more energy to do what you want, right? If you're constantly challenged by difficult personalities and then you get home at the end of a day, you're probably just going to want to sit there and do nothing, right? If you're having a more fulfilling experience or you have some great connections in your work day, it enables you to still have energy to do things that make you feel recharged or recalibrated, right? So don't sacrifice that for a friend who's not really a friend. You'll find other people in your life and they will actually be trusting, but you got to be your own bouncer. Okay, so this person's a little clingy, it looks like. They may feel that you bring stability or security to their life, and that may kind of make you feel guilty if you're thinking about ending the friendship. They may also have some sense of security. Maybe they have like a decent amount of money, but emotionally they can be manipulative. Maybe they have really great connections in terms of who their family is. And it's kind of difficult to, let go of that connection. But there's someone here who likes to spy. There's someone here who likes to engineer problems behind the scenes. And it's like they're a little puppet master and they like playing with people's lives. That's not something that you need to deal with. I mean, I think the only time that's cool is if you're like a Greek god, right? Isn't that what they did? Just mess around with people's lives. Oh, it's okay. I hope you have a good day anyways. Hello, Brian. How are you doing? I love that you just said happy, 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 because there's totally a story about me saying that. I think because I was at Disney World, but I was like a toddler. And then there's also a time, I think it was Disneyland, where I got lost and I was, I think like 4 years old maybe, or 3. And when they asked me what my name was, I told them my name was Minnie Mouse. And apparently tried to tell them I was a princess, which doesn't quite make sense, but you know. 6 of Candles, 6 of Wands. This is the Poe Tarot, by the way. You are rich, respected, admired, beloved. You are happy, as once I was. So well timed with the comment there. We're talking about happy, happy, happy. Look, there are beautiful things that are meant for you. There are blessings on their way to you. And if you have a friend who's not a real friend and who likes to cause chaos, then some of those blessings will not reach you or they will be spoiled by this person, which is why somebody here is trying to like make it clear to you that your intuition is right and you should walk away from that friendship. Hello, Voyager. How you doing? Hello, Curtis. We've got the 4 of Candles or the 4 of Wands. I loved her with a love more fervent than I had believed it possible to feel for any denizen of earth. This is what I'm talking about, even though I know a lot of people will say that this is romantic. That's not what I'm getting in this instance. Maybe for a couple of you that's accurate, but this is someone who has passed on, and I feel that they have either a strong family sense of obligation to you or a deep love and appreciation for who you were for them in their lifetime. But I don't feel like this is a parent-child relationship, or for most of you, I don't feel like it's a romantic one. I feel like this is more so like I have been a good friend, or I have seen what a beautiful person you are, and for there to be someone in your life that is trying to ruin the good things that are coming to you, like I won't stand for it. But they're protective of you. So, I don't know, maybe they're like crop dusting this fake friend. We have the 6 of Wells, which is the 6 of Cups, and this is that person who is looking out for you. Now our thoughts thou shalt not banish, now our visions never to vanish. From thy spirit shall they pass, no more like dewdrop from the grass. This is somebody who you still think about and you still miss, and they are protecting you. Maybe you have heard a song that is tied to this friend or family member of yours. Maybe there have been signs like doves or frogs, I don't know. But they're trying to get you away from this negative influence because they know there are good things coming to you and they don't want them spoiled by this fake friend. I like it. Thank you, Dracula. The Tower. While I gazed, this fissure rapidly widened. There came a fierce breath of the whirlwind. The entire orb of the satellite burst at once upon my sight. My brain reeled as I saw the mighty walls rushing asunder. Yes, it might cause some drama of your own to walk away from this person. It might be a really awkward conversation. You might have to deal with multiple people asking, why aren't you besties anymore with that person? That's okay. If you want to get yourself into the happiest place you could possibly be, it's going to require a little bit of adjustments and disruption, and maybe even occasionally some difficult conversations in order for you to get there. But this is looking like something that you are avoiding or has not been said or that you have not acted on it, when you know this person is talking about your business, getting involved in stuff they shouldn't, or even like hitting on your love interest. You don't need that. That is pretty priceless. So we've got the Four of Quills, which is the Four of Swords, and it says in Latin, I presume, in pace requiescat. I don't know if I said it right, but none of you speak Latin, right? You let me know. But rest in peace, right? So, like I said, there's someone who's passed away, and they're still looking out for you. They're still protective. They want to make sure you're all right, despite this. You want to know what I just heard? They calling this person a loser, despite this loser that you're hanging out with. I didn't call him a loser. But if they're being rude and mean and sneaky and manipulative, like, well, maybe. We have the Moon. And the Emperor in the reverse. Secretive, controlling energy, trying to cause mayhem, but like tiptoeing around it, right? I'm not going to be messing around right in your face. I'm going to tiptoe around and try to like talk about you or insert little, I don't know, comments into the conversation that make you doubt yourself or choose the wrong thing. Another Justice. Maybe you got Libra in your chart. Ace of Cups in the reverse, the Star in the reverse, and the Ten of Wands. So the choice, according to this person who is protective of you, your choice is going to have a large impact on what happens going forward for you. Even though you may feel guilty or you may feel like you owe this person being their friend, your protective family member, I'm going to call them the King of Swords, by the way. This King of Swords does not have to be a man. They're saying it's time for you to end this fake friendship because you don't want to miss out on the beautiful things that you are meant to enjoy. This person could cause problems in your love life as well as with your career or your general like purpose in life. So why allow them that latitude when you could just like block them? Hello, Egyptian Empress. Hello, Diesel. How we doing? Hello, Amanda. How you doing? We have the Devil in the reverse. I feel like that means you're going to make the right choice. Don't let me down. Yeah. That's interesting. I'm really focused on kind of how strange the eyes are for this lion. I feel like you notice something about the fake friend's eyes, and that's what changes it for you. Because of what they're looking at or because of how they're looking at you, you're like, oh, maybe you just don't have a heart. Maybe you're only thinking about yourself. And enlightenment is that like light bulb moment, right? And then that's where this person who's protective of you is hoping you say, maybe it's time to end the friendship. Now that I see who this person really is, maybe I should leave. A little bit, right? All right, so, oh, that's why my table is falling. So we have the Knight of Swords and the Tower and the Empress in the reverse. If you are quick to make this decision, if you walk away from this friendship, you're able to avoid some sort of misfortune or calamity or consequence that really is not meant for you. So don't stand too close to the fire. Temperance in the reverse, following the Empress in the reverse. This is that fake friend of yours. Because they like to create chaos, because they like to cause problems for others, there's going to be some sort of like fallout for them. And you could potentially have some problems if you are too close to this person. All right, this is the Meme Cat Tarot. Just the major arcana. Hey Darnell, how you doing? It's mask season, I suppose, right, Third Eye? Oh, you're so sweet. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. What else do we have? The Magician in the reverse and the Emperor. The person who is trying to communicate with you and tell you to walk away from this friendship, they're like, you're so capable of this and you have so much that you're meant to do. Why are you wasting your time with this person? They really are harsh on this person. They're like, why are you wasting your time with this loser? You are meant for great, amazing things, and this friend is not a good influence. But more importantly, they actively want to cause problems for you. Maybe because they're jealous. Maybe because they don't like hearing that you're doing well. Maybe because they only think about what your purpose is as it pertains to their life, you know? Exactly. Hello, Aqua Beauty. Hello, Ian. How you doing? Do you have any other words? So we have the Fool in the reverse. And the Hanged Man in the reverse. So when somebody shows you that they are intentionally causing difficulty for you and still they insist on calling themselves your friend, make sure that you are honest with yourself about what you can expect from that person, because it's already repeated behavior, right? And walking away seems to be like the best choice. All right, let's get a few from... Can I do this? I might get in trouble. I'm gonna try. This is the Epic deck. YouTube doesn't really like curse words, but we're gonna try to do it. Shout out to Tiana. Because I do feel like there's some of this energy coming from the person who's protective over you, the King of Swords. Positive thoughts create positive-ish in your life. Oh, welcome to the membership, Elizabeth. Thank you. Yeah. Your spidey sense is telling you, right? Ooh, I like this one. So here's a good motivator for you. If you can get away from this person who's not a real friend to you, money. You will earn more money. And then it's a period, but it's also a bunch of dollar signs. I like that for you. But you got to get away from this negative energy. Who is this person who has passed on and is protective of you and is funny as, yeah. They're saying this person's clueless. I'm just trying not to get in trouble, y'all. I'm sorry. I love the F-bomb, but apparently some people are super sensitive to it. They're clueless, okay? Whoever this person is. Does that mean that they have no purpose? No. Does that mean that they aren't sometimes right? No. But whatever they're trying to tell you, it's perverted to suit their own needs. Now, you might think that word only applies to like nasty people, but like I'm saying, they have taken something and altered it. They have twisted it to suit their purpose, right? if they want to make you choose this, if they want to make you cut off somebody else, if they want to ruin your relationship, if they want to convince you to work somewhere or not work somewhere, whatever it is, this person, they're a negative influence. And yeah. The King of Swords, who's passed on, is watching in anger, and like they got this big bowl of popcorn, they're listening and like angrily chomping down on the popcorn, and then getting so mad that they like throw the popcorn at the person. It's ghost popcorn, so it doesn't do anything, but, you know. Hello August, how are you doing? Hello Alphonse, how are you? Oh, I'm so proud of you, Elizabeth. Sending you protective energy and a big old high five. Really? How? Like from just the YouTubes? Oh, yeah. Well, let's keep in mind that abundance is experienced in multiple ways. How do I say what I want to say? Oh, that was the wrong one. Abundance is not always wealth. Abundance is not only money. Let's say it that way. Yeah, another Eight of Cups. Walking away from this person is what helps you get what you are supposed to get in life. Hey, sorry, I would love to be friends with you if I could like actually trust you, but I can't trust you. Yeah, no, I've been dreaming about how untrustworthy you are. There's no easy way to tell someone that you're breaking up with them in friendship world, okay? It's not easy. And some people may just decide that it's okay to walk away. You have to find out what works best for you. But I do feel like whoever this reading is for, you've been getting messages, you've been getting signs that are saying, why are you trusting this person when it seems like they're kind of steamrolling over boundaries or your opinion or being really judgmental. So you have Eight of Pentacles and the Magician, especially as it pertains to your stability or your security or a long-term relationship. They seem to want to cause some problems for you because they might be competitive with you. Yeah, that's perfect. Hello, Timothy. How are you doing? All right, what else do we have? Sorry, guys, hold on. Oh, no, I might fall. I don't know if you can tell how little space there is between my table and my bookshelf, but the fact that I didn't knock something off the bookshelf just now, I think it's kind of a big deal. Oh, you're so welcome. So we've got the Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Page of Wands. So don't miss out on this beautiful opportunity, or don't allow somebody who you cannot trust to be in your inner circle, especially if you know that they could potentially erode the foundation of something that's important to you, whether that's something you're pursuing. We have the Eight of Pentacles right here. Especially if that's something that you're pursuing that's really important to you or your relationship or your family. This is saying sometimes you got to be really honest with yourself about whether or not that friendship or that connection is a good use of time. Shoot, you know what? Let's make it like a great analogy with a power supply. Let's say you have an apartment and there's only 4 electrical outlets, okay? Now you have to be real smart about what you're gonna do. Obviously, I'm gonna have to use one for a curling iron. You probably want a refrigerator. But if someone comes over and they're like, hey, can I plug in my karaoke machine? You're gonna be like, I have 4 electrical outlets, okay? You and your karaoke machine need to like only be here on Saturdays, okay? What I'm saying is maybe, just maybe, you're a little bit like the 4 electrical outlets. The brain can only keep track of, my understanding is, about 150 contacts up here before you start booting people out because it's like you're not necessary. Don't give away your energy to people who are actively working against you or who just like don't care about you. Reclaim that energy. Hold that electrical outlet for your curling iron, your coffee machine, whatever it is. Am I supposed to say coffee maker? Can you tell I don't drink coffee? Anyways. Hello, Andy. How are you doing? Rachel's been quite helpful in letting you know, but I do offer personal readings or personal questions. And then I also have membership if you're looking for more content. Yeah, I support people drinking coffee. Just like go for it. But I drink Dr. Pepper and energy drinks instead of coffee. Maybe I'll regret that someday. But so far I really like Dr. Pepper. Queen of Pentacles. This is you. I don't care what your gender is. This doesn't mean you have to be a woman. This is saying stability and a strong foundation is around the corner for you, but it is dependent upon you keeping the right people in your sphere and not letting lame they keep calling this person a loser. They don't want you to be associating with people who bring you down or people who dull your shine, right? They want you to be successful. All right, I think we can still go with what's the news. I don't think I've done that one, right? Yeah. I have heard that that's pretty awesome. Oh, dang. This one's going to be fun for me. I'm not even going to give them a warning. Just you out of here. See, you guys, I'm talking about boundaries in this reading. Did you see how quickly I bounce that person who wants to shame an entire gender? Tell me you don't get laid without telling me you don't get laid. Cuffing season. Single and ready to mingle. Ready for a relationship. On the hunt. Turned. Party animal. Sex, drugs, and alcohol. And surface pleasures. This is the fake friend. This is what they actually care about. Do you see you anywhere here? No. They're using you to get access to more people. Maybe you're their wingman. Maybe they feel like you can introduce them to like your hot sister. I don't know. But this is what they care about. They don't care about being a good friend to you. They don't care about being honest. They're looking for tea. They want to be able to gossip about you. They want to be able to tell everybody else your business. They want to be able to gain access to places because of you. I've never seen those two cards come out together, sipping and spilling the beans at the same time. This person is not trustworthy. Hey, Joseph, how are you doing? It do be like that sometimes. An undercover lover. Sorry, cop. You did say undercover lover, cop. All right, so we have this light bulb moment. And this is what the King of Swords wants you to act on. When you see this person for who they are, when you realize they're not really a friend, then act on it. End the friendship. Walk away. Block them. Tell them their jokes aren't funny. All right. I'm going to move to the personal questions for Grind Hard. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and thank you for joining the memberships, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. So for Grind Hard, we've got, why won't she open up to me? Let's see. Two of Wands. Strength in the reverse, and the World. There's still some element of fear or concern. It could be a lot easier to open up in person versus over the phone. We've got the Five of Swords in the reverse and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. It's a lack of trust concerning, I don't know, just probably the exclusive relationship type connection. But it could be trust in general, right? Hello, Trish. How are you doing? Did I tell you guys I made ginger cookies? They're so good. Real ginger. We have the Tower in the reverse and the Five of Wands. So she's trying to change her perception about the connection or trusting in general. So be patient, grind hard. I do feel like this will get easier for you, or that things will lighten up. And I do think that she's like super observant in terms of how you handle that, how you are patient, right? Will she give him a chance? She's looking a little negative right now. I think there's a chance for things to be balanced out and for her to see that you are the right person. But right now, I think she vacillates real. It's like a pendulum and a clock, right? It changes pretty quickly. All about it 1 minute, and then the next it's like, oh, I don't know. That's a lot of trust that I have to sign up for. That's a lot of risk. I don't know if I want to do that, right? Hey, Rodney, you got to email me first. My email address is in the description box, but it's just wickedonestarot@gmail.com. I can't keep track of them if they're just in the live chat like that. Sorry. Yep, exactly. Hello, Linnea Kia. What's going on? I hope you're having a good day. So look, there is, at this point, some disinterest or some like pushing you away, and then the mood changes and we have this more like romantic, like daydreaming about a future with you. This is why it's important to pace things and allow time for people to heal. I feel like the difference in her mood is so like it changes so much because there's still a need to kind of like balance out from the previous things that have happened. So be patient and follow your intuition, right? It'll guide you. Oatmeal Raisin is pretty good. I agree with that. Thank you, Trish. I appreciate that. I'm scrolling back up. Trish is asking, when will he want to date me? When will he want to date Trish? Page of Swords, Empress in the reverse. You're not going to like the answer. I'm sorry. He's going to want to date you when he feels like you've lost interest, when he feels like he has to chase you. And I don't really like games. I don't really like encouraging anybody to be manipulative. But if you go silent, if you invest your time and energy in a hobby or in a different person, again, I'm not saying I recommend this, then this person's going to be like, where'd you go? Hey, why aren't you chasing me? But if you have to ignore a person for them to realize how much they appreciate you, they're probably worth ignoring completely. This ain't third grade. I want you to be happy. You deserve somebody that's going to pursue you. You deserve somebody who's going to be excited about you. Now, if you walk away, you might get them to act that way, but I think it's more likely you walk away and you find somebody who's like better. and you decide to leave this person in the cold. Yeah, there's someone here who you find to be more attractive than the current because they're wiser, because they actually seem to know themselves, so they don't play those manipulative mind games, right? But I wish you luck, Trish. And if I didn't say it to grind hard, we're rooting for you. No, Gerald, that's not what I do here. I do wish you luck in your appointment, but I'm going to let the experts handle what the experts need to do. Thank you, Sultan. How are you doing today? What does he think and feel about me? Let me grab a different tarot deck real quick. What does he think and feel about me? For Sultan, please. So thinking about you is kind of an adventure for this person. It looks like they find you to be a little bit secretive or unpredictable. You may be very unusual when compared to like people of your age or people at, you know, where you are, but they like to think about you because you're unique in some way. There's this curiosity element, almost like a little bit of an obsession. I do feel like there's a little bit of like wondering if we are soulmates with the Lovers card coming out. But look at what juxtapositioning we have here when we have the Devil next to the Angel. This person might think you're too good for them. What does he feel? Six of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. I don't know. There's a concern that there's someone else here. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe a committed relationship seems too difficult to make happen. Maybe pursuing you in a real way seems unrealistic, right? Well done, third eye. That's pretty great. For those of you that don't know, I guess this is yin yang, right? I didn't know until I got the cards, but they're adorable. Ooh, snickerdoodles are delicious. All right, so basically we've got this King of Swords in the reverse. We've got someone who feels strongly but doesn't necessarily know how to communicate those emotions accurately. There is some jealousy and some feeling of insecurity, feeling like maybe there's someone else better out there for you. Like, are you sure you really want to like pursue this? So they go back and forth, right? You're welcome, Sultan. Who's gonna send a basket of snacks to Rachel? Hello, Duncan. How are you doing? All right. I'm gonna do another freebie. If I can find one. Third eye, you want me to pull some cards for you, or is that gonna creep you out? Since you did request this deck. Brian would like to know, will I ever get promoted? No, not at the current spot. There's someone here who, I don't know if they're greedy or ineffective. I guess I don't have to choose. They could be both. But there's someone here who's got this locked up tight, like keys to the castle. I'm not going to let anybody else get this. So it seems to me, Brian, that they like keeping you where you are, even though if you were to go elsewhere, I feel like you'd make a lot more money. So there's an opportunity coming to you in the next 4 to 6 months. And the advice here is document. Document or build like a portfolio or whatever it is. Like lay it out with this next, several weeks or months ahead of you. How much you've changed or how much you've brought to the table. I do feel like you're going to find a really good opportunity where you feel like you fit in more. Because with this current place with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like they don't want to help you on your career path. They're like, stay where you are. You're doing what you're supposed to. It's not very kind of them. Ooh, all right. What do we have for third eye? Hello, daughter Saturn. How you doing? So third eye, we have the Eight of Wands. Five of Swords in the reverse. Really? We got the Ace of Swords in the reverse. There's going to be somebody here who communicates to you and they want to make amends. They want things to be better. And I do feel like you would view them as the guilty party. I do feel like you would hesitate. And you should. I don't know if this person's got good intentions. This person's not changed. Death in the reverse. Six of Swords. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not one to discourage people from moving forward and finding a way to collaborate, right? Make things better. But I think you've got somebody who's going to lie to you when they come back around saying that everything is fine and let's be happy. I wouldn't trust them. And I think your gut is going to tell you, mm-mm. Okay, so this other weird thing is I looked at these and I saw fishing poles. So I don't know if fishing has anything to do with it. Or like maybe you're by a lake when this person calls you, or maybe this person, maybe their last name is Fisher. I don't know. But it could have something to do with fish. Hello, Demon Slayer. How are you doing? Hello, Abaya. Ooh, this is fun. Okay, how about Matthew 25 to 40? Or 25, 40. Sorry. I know, you guys. I think a lot of us are foodies. The analogies always seem to go to food. All right, sounds good, third eye. Yeah, you got to be able to trust people, right? And this is saying it's over because they don't have good intentions. It's like they want to get the best of you. Ooh, Rachel, that's a good question. Did I already do this? I don't think I did this one. Why are people addicted to and scared of Rachel's energy? Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Page of Swords in the reverse again. That's why I raised my eyebrows, because we got a lot of people who are yeah. Because you disarm people. It would be probably the quickest way to say it. Pretense is a big thing in the world. People who put on a facade, But I think more importantly, people who lie to themselves about who they are or lie to themselves about what's important, uh, it's like when you are around individuals, they have to drop those pretenses, or I'm trying to think of a different way to say it, but it's like you make them get naked. They have to take off all of the shields, the armor, the fakeness, the masks, right? And then they have to look at who they really are. With this moon, it's like, look at the dark side of yourself. What do you see? Who are you really? So if you're showing people who they really are, it's going to be addicting, but it's also going to be terrifying, right? They're going to want more because they see wisdom and they see a different perspective from you. But it's terrifying because it's like realizing at a great height that your seatbelt isn't working, or that the roller coaster is like broken, you know, like, oh, well, I hope I can get down here safely, right? So it's uncomfortable because it's a reality check, and it's a high value opportunity for them to make a change in their life that can be scary for people, because it's like, hey, are you going to do something, or are you going to just like kind of chicken out, right? Yeah. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading.